Hi everyone, welcome to this introduction to Module 3 about technology and the self. So I just wanted to put together this little video just to introduce the topic as well as to update any of the business for this time around in winter 2021. So here we go. Our module looks like this for the next 2 weeks. First, of course, we'll talk about the business. I'll give you some details about our seminar outline feedback assignment that you just submitted for me, and a little bit about the upcoming midterm exam in our class. The next thing that you will be doing in the actual module, so when you hop over to the next video, you're going to be doing a little bit of a review, sort of remind yourself of what we did last time and how it can fit together with this topic for this time around. And then in the module itself, in the upcoming lecture videos and lecture slide, you can look forward to thinking about the subversive power of technology. So here what you are looking at is thinking about the ways in which technology can undermine society. So you're going to be considering a few cases of ways in which technology has essentially off-put certain industries or certain ways of life. You'll be talking about how people resist technology and how certainly we all have a bit of resistance and Ludditism in our way of navigating technology. You're going to look at a few case studies about how technology has changed social relationships, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. And then you are going to be engaging in a really exciting topic of looking at your own self-awareness and your online reality. So some really neat things coming up in this module for you. But first, let's talk about the business. So you're probably wondering why cats with lasers. No reason. It's just cats with lasers. So the next order of business I want to address before we get on to the module is regarding the seminar outline, or the proposals that you recently submitted. Your feedback will be on the way in the next 2 weeks, so you can see that feedback on Blackboard. And my comments will be there, and as well as the grades. So within the next week or so, you will start seeing comments coming in on your work and getting you pointed in a productive direction for your mid-year research topics and seminars in this class. The next topic on our agenda is about the midterm. So you do have a midterm in this class. It's worth 20% of your final mark, and it will be administered over week 7. What do I mean by this? Well, your exam is going to open on Monday, March 1st at 6:30 in the morning, and it will remain open until 5 p.m. on Friday, March 5th. And from there, you can work on the exam in bits and pieces as your schedule permits. Of course, we're all really busy with our classes and with our other obligations such as work and family. So I like to maximize that time as much as possible for my students by making the exam in pieces that you can work on at your own pace over the course of the week. But of course, there's a definite start and a definite end. So the rest of it is up to you and your scheduling to get it done. So the exam that you're going to be writing for me will cover the content from modules 1, 2, and the one that you are going to be learning here, module 3. So the exam contains 3 parts. You can look forward to a multiple choice section, a matching portion, and a section what I've called Grandma's Definitions. And if you like, I can walk you through. I have prepared and posted on Blackboard for you a study guide. So let's just flip over there while I have you here. And this is what you can expect to read and about the midterm exam. So again, it gives you the start and end dates of the exam, some important information about the exam, so there's no class meetings, this is done entirely online. And then I walk you through each section. So multiple choice, part A, there's 20 questions, each worth 0.5 of a mark, for a total of 10 marks. Much like the quizzes in this course, you get a certain time. So for this exam, you get 40 minutes to complete 20 questions. The questions are presented one at a time, and there's no backtracking to change your answers. But you get 3 chances to complete this exam portion. And I will take the higher mark out of the 3 attempts. So that way, if your computer crashes or internet access kind of craps out on you, you still have a few chances to do well on this portion of the exam. So that's the multiple choice. The second part is also timed. It is a matching portion. So I will be giving you a jumbled series of definitions that match keywords, and you have to correctly pair them up. So this section is timed at 20 minutes, and there are 10 terms with 10 definitions, but you only get 1 chance to get this section done, and this is worth 5 marks. So that is part B. And part C, as I mentioned, is something fun called Go Tell It to Grandma. And what you are going to be doing is preparing your responses to 5 possible terms that I have listed here. And what will happen on the exam, you don't know which ones right now, but on the exam I'm going to ask you to define 2 of these terms. So what you will be doing is imagining that you're talking to your grandmother. And grandmas are pretty awesome. They've lived through a lot, they know a lot of things, but they might not know the technical jargon to these types of terms that we are using in the course. So if you imagine yourself explaining these terms to your grandmother, you are on the right track. This is the aim of the assignment. So each description that you're going to be offering, the 2 terms, you are going to be first by giving a definition in your own words. So the idea here is to use your own way of describing this as if you're talking to your grandmother. So aim to use plain language as much as possible and keep it really efficient. The second thing that you are going to be including in your definition is an example. You're going to offer your grandmother an example of how to understand that key term that you are defining. So here are, as I mentioned, the terms that you will be expected to know, and I'm going to pick 2 of the 5. You don't know which one yet, but you will know it in the exam. So I do include in this guide some notes on what to expect in terms of length, how to best write, if you are going to be sourcing, how how to define your terms, what you can do about that, and then a little bit of a note about grandma and who she is and what you can think about when you're trying to craft your definition to these terms. And then, of course, how to hand it in. There's some steps there that make it clear for you. And then, of course, a little section on how to best prepare for this sort of exam. So I leave you with all of that. So that is the business for Module 3 this time around. And of course, if you have any questions, you can either email me, or I've left a spot open in our notebook for you to type in your questions, and I can answer them through there for you as well. All right, I hope you have found this introduction helpful. All right, onward to the next portion of the video lecture series.